Friends, today's story is of Black Forest, which is one of my favorite horror series. The story starts with four friends who go to a deserted and signal-free area in Sweden for trekking. There they start to finish their last wishes of their friends. The actual story began a few months earlier, when our hero Robert and his friend Lockman went to a shop after a party. Suddenly a robbery took place. The Look hid himself, but Robert confronted the robbers. The result of this was that the robbers beat Robert mercilessly. Robert's death happened in front of the Look, and with this guilt, he could never get over Robert's dream. He saw this place in the north of Sweden. To fulfill his friend's last wish, Luke took his remaining friends with him and set out. But the journey was not easy. On the way back, his friend Dom's leg got twisted. It would take at least 14 hours to reach the hotel. But Dom's condition was so bad that he couldn't have walked that far. To solve the problem, they thought of crossing the jungle to take a shortcut. This decision turned out to be their biggest mistake. As they entered the jungle, their compass stopped working, and they knew it. But he didn't tell anyone, so that the group decided to walk straight, hoping to escape the forest. As they moved forward, the environment became increasingly frightening. They stumbled upon a black bear with a crushed chest, its paw stuck in a tree, with blood still dripping on the ground. The group suspected foul play, possibly by a hunter, and quickly left the area. However, their situation worsened as night fell and heavy rain started. Seeking shelter, they found a small hut in the jungle and decided to stop there for the night, planning to continue their journey in the morning. When Nafil went to check the upper floor, he saw a strange thing, a headless statue of a puppet, whose hands had deer antlers. The film called everyone, and they all saw it. They couldn't understand for whom it was made. The film said it was part of black magic. But Luke interrupted and said, "There is no need to scare," although the atmosphere was so strange that no one had the courage to stay longer. When they came down, they discussed the statue. Hatch said it might be part of a North European religious ritual, happening in the silence of night when everyone being eager to happen strange events. The Look seemed like a bright light. His eyes shone when he looked outside. Going to see, he felt like he was in that same shop again. The shop where the robot was hit by a Look. He couldn't understand whether he was seeing a dream or reality. Then he saw that on his chest were deep claw marks. A sharp scream was heard from inside the shack. People ran inside and saw. He got so scared that he wet himself, still dreaming of some whole dream. And then he vanished from the room. When he went to search for the Look above, then he saw that the Look was a naked statue kneeling in front of him. Luke was sitting on his strength. He brought him to his senses, and everyone decided to leave the hut. As soon as he went outside, he saw strange marks on the trees around him. This increased his fear, and due to the trouble of walking for a long time, Dom's thigh started hurting. But there was no path left in front of him, and his real scary journey was about to begin. He decided to climb a high hill in the jungle to see how big the forest is and how far it goes. But as soon as he reached the top, he saw some strange thing in front of him. Seeing this scene, he ran away out of fear and told his friends. But Dom, he took his words as a joke and said that he was trying to scare everyone. Look, forced. He lifted his shirt and showed deep bruise marks on his chest, saying it feels like something is following us. Now he has only one way left, to get out of this jungle as soon as possible. But this jungle was far bigger than his imagination, and it was terrifying. Night was falling and he still couldn't get out of the jungle for his safety. So he thought to camp there and wait for morning, like Luke prepared to lie in his tent, waiting outside. Strange sounds started coming. At first he thought they were his friends, but when he opened the tent, I peeked and saw that there was something else in the darkness. There were some mysterious shapes standing there too. A white shining light and a Look, the same old one. The scene showed his friend Robert's shop. This time it felt like someone was crushing him. Just as I was looking, the light went out due to sudden darkness. As I turned back, a huge shadow tent appeared. Outside it, his friend's tent suddenly came into view. Someone pulled it, and the light of the frightening dream. I woke up, but in reality also his friends. Screams were heard when the light came out. Then he saw that his own tent was missing, the rest were outside. Both friends were trembling with fear then. From inside the forest a loud roar was heard. Hundreds of screams were also coming from the same direction without. Some thought they would run to find everything. They searched all night but didn't find anything. Neither did they find a way out of the forest. Exhausted by morning, they decided that they should first get out from here, and then they should come back with help. They took the same direction that was decided at the start. While walking, they reached a slope, and there, the sight made everyone lose their senses. A pilgrim's corpse, hanging from a tree just like they had seen that black bear earlier. Its stomach was slit open and everything inside was taken out. Fear was clear on everyone's faces. Now they understood that there is someone behind them. Despite fear he took the corpse down from beside him. He took a compass and map without any tools. He covered the corpse with tree branches. Then, from a distance on the mountain, he saw a shadow. It was not someone else but the same dangerous animal that had been following him for half a day. After walking, they reached a high peak. Luke looked from there and saw the end of the forest. He happily gave this news to his friends, but then his eyes fell on the compass in his pocket. Now the compass was showing the right direction, but the thing to focus on was that a fire was burning at the foot of the mountain. When Luke told all this, he saw that he was still trying to search for something. Just then, a huge animal grabbed the film, took him and dragged him into the jungle. Luke ran after him, but there was only an elephant lying dead like a fallen torch. He lifted that torch and a voice came from behind. Luke saw in the torchlight that Dom was hiding behind the dome. Dom told him that the elephant had been killed by a creature. Now only Luke and Dom were left. Both of them decided to leave this place quickly. They ran and ran. Then they saw a glowing path and on it a tree with a dead elephant hanging from it. Meanwhile, the roar of a dangerous creature came near them. They had little time on the jungle path. Running and running, they saw a small hut. Both of them ran inside without thinking. They closed the door and it felt like they had taken the right step to save themselves from danger. They were lifted, but the breath of relief was yet to come. In the room, an old woman appeared. Before they could understand anything, a big shadow came and made them unconscious. When they regained consciousness, both of them found themselves tied with ropes. What they thought was rescue turned out to be wrong. Now they were in another danger. They were trapped when some people came in from the room's door. Among them were that old woman. She came close to Luke and the marks on her body. Seeing the deep marks, she smiled, then she showed the same mark on her arm. After that, the dome was taken near the dome's body. Seeing no sign, he ordered to catch him, ordered to drag the dome and take him outside. Luke tried to stop them, but no one listened to him. A little after a while, screams of the dome were heard from above. Luke started giving up, couldn't do anything during this. Then a woman came to him and said, "We are preparing a sacrifice. Finish it quickly." He closed Luke's ears so that he couldn't hear the screams for a while. After that, they dragged the dome in bad condition and brought him outside. He was tied to a wooden pole where bones of corpses were already hanging. The dome felt that he had been hanging there for a long time. His end will be the same. Look at your own fate. He tried every possible way to get free from the ropes. He was putting in all his strength, but every time only a little was left. Finally he gathered courage and broke his fingers, enduring the pain, somehow managed to free himself from the rope. In the meantime, he was tied to a pole and he saw his wife coming from the front. He became sure that he had survived, but as soon as his wife came to him and started touching his face, Dom realized that she was not his wife but a terrible ghost standing before him. The creature was very frightening. Dom screamed in fear. His scream reached far. The man was looking at the situation outside the door. He saw that creature clearly for the first time. The dome was dragged near a tree and he was hung just like the previous bones. It had been hanging for some time. Then the dome's story ended. It ended when a golden-haired girl in a look appeared in the room. The look came with food and quickly hid her hands. When the girl turned to leave, the look asked her, "What is that creature outside after all?" The girl ignored it at first, but then she answered. The girl said, "It watches your pain and chooses to end it. It has chosen you." Saying this, she closed the door and went away. The woman. After that, Luke felt that he had very little time and he had to run away as soon as possible. Just as an old woman was coming towards the door, Luke quickly hid in the upper room. There he heard some curious sounds coming from inside the room. He picked up the nearby machete and opened the door of the inner room. Seeing the scene, he was amazed. Many people were sitting there who were crying. Gathering courage, he went inside the room and deep down he saw that they were not dead. At that moment he realized that Amar meant that these people were neither fully human nor completely dead. They were his friends. To take revenge for his friends, Luke lifted the machete. They started burning him. During that time the creature felt that his all adaptations were ending, filled with anger. The creature quickly ran towards there, killing others. The rest of the people sat on their knees on the ground and could not even dare to look at Luke. Luke took a rifle from Gotham and prepared for self-defense as he was about to come out. He saw that the creature was standing at the side door. Luke immediately tried to escape from the side door. With great difficulty, while running away, he saw that the creature had placed a woman's corpse. Luke calmed his anger, focused on the creature, and without missing an opportunity, he picked up the rifle and shot it. The creature looks at the look. He sees the look and now the look becomes his target. The look tries to run away with all his might. He tries, but a two-legged human cannot run faster than a four-legged creature. Soon the creature catches him and gives him a loud roar. The creature puts the look in illusion. He sees a line of lights moving behind him. Strange creature now approaches him with a ball. The look, without thinking much, turns back and starts running. As soon as he reaches a shop, the creature hits him with a strike from the other side. The look's pitcher falls from his hand. The look sees that the creature is right behind him. He is standing as if he is trying to walk. The creeper grabs him, throws him to the ground, and forces him to accept his slavery. The creeper starts humiliating him, but then Luke sees an axe lying on the ground. Luke picks up the axe and as soon as the creeper tries to press him, he attacks the creeper with the axe forcefully. The creeper cries out in pain. Taking advantage of the situation, Luke runs toward the forest. He quickly crosses the forest and goes back. When he turns around, he realizes the creeper might not be able to come out of the forest. Luke looks at the creature angrily and shouts loudly, taking revenge for his friend's death. Shouted, taking revenge for his friend's death. Finally, only Luke remained alive, and the creeper couldn't come out of this dreadful forest. He chose him because he had seen everyone's dreams, and he sensed Luke's heart's fears and his weak will. But Luke gained victory over his weakness, and he defeated the creeper. That's how the film ends.